Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy. Today we have another creative journal video with my own personal journal. This is an A5 notebook, and I feel like it's been a while since we've done a Dutch door creative journal spread in my own personal journal. So I'm so excited to get to that today. I've been busy in creation mode with creating Dutch door spreads for patrons, creating new Etsy products using Procreate and my iPad, and watching some Skillshare classes to improve my drawing skills on my iPad and in the Procreate app. So I want to share with you about today's sponsor, Skillshare, and show you a few of the classes that I've been interested in this month. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, offering thousands of classes tailored to all kinds of interests, each one led by an industry expert. I personally enjoy the illustration and design classes the most, but you'll also find amazing content on film, photography, entrepreneurship, and so much more. One learning path I'm really excited about for my own self-care is Self-Care Essentials, Embrace and Nurture the Real You. It looks like a wonderful way to check in with my mental health and self-care needs, especially as a busy small business owner and mom of two. This month, I am trying to cultivate a daily habit of art, because all it takes is one small step a day to improve. The next illustration class on my list is Drawing People, Creating Unique and Dynamic Character Poses in Procreate by illustrator Sarah Holiday. Drawing people is something I just started exploring this month, and I think this class will really help take my illustrations to the next level. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare. Don't miss out. Get started today. For today's Dutch door spread, we're going to be using an A5 notebook from Archer and Olive. You can use any notebook you like. I prefer ones that have dot grid and that have 160 GSM paper in them. We're going to use a new sticker book from Happy Planner called Bloom and Glow. This is part of their spring release. All the information about everything I use in the video is always listed in the description. But let's go ahead and get started and make a really fun set of Dutch door spreads. One has the beginning of April, so this would be the 29th and 30th, which would not allow for Dutch doors. And I don't want to use this for my May cover spread. So we are going to start here today so that we can make a really large set of pages using the sticker book. I think that's going to be a really fun way to do it this time. I don't know how many we're going to have, so we are going to start from the beginning and work our way out this time. Sometimes I like working from the back if I know how many pages I'm going to have, but I have no clue, you guys. So we are just going to do a bunch of different fun things. This sticker book has a ton of good things for Dutch doors. When I'm going to be creating Dutch doors using a sticker book, what I'm looking for before purchasing is some images that are flipped, mirror imaged, so that when I put them down on one side, I can put them down on the other side and make it really, really easy. So these birds are flipped, these florals are flipped. That makes it super easy when you're doing it. These are flipped. Let's see, we've got a lot of circle stickers. You can also do it with the box stickers, of course. These ones have, you know, the mirror image on them. There's a lot we can work with. We also have some really good washi tapes in here. Where did they go? So many good stickers in here for this. Okay, here are some washi tapes. These fit A5 notebooks really well, almost perfectly. You just have to trim a little bit. And then if you have a larger notebook, you'd have to use 2 to make it fit. Then we've also got these ones. So yeah, there's a lot we can use in here, but I'm gonna do a mixture of tapes and florals. So we're gonna start, there's also these ones. We are gonna start with, I think the front will start with smaller ones. So I'm gonna actually start with these ones for a nice bright starting point. And I would like to start somewhere to make sure it's not too small of a Dutch door, but I want to make sure we're getting lots of Dutch doors in this. So we'll start here, and these ones are a little too short, so I do have to use 2 to get all the way down to the bottom. So what I'm going to do to make it look kind of seamless is cut off this first one, because that is the same color as this last one, and they're both centered. So we're just going to put that to the side and put this down right up to it. so that it's less noticeable. And then of course I put this back to save for another time. All right, I'm gonna leave this here and trim everything towards the end for all the Dutch door pages, but I do need to trim this now. I like using my gyro cut for curvy things, but you could also use scissors or some kind of craft knife that's like an X-Acto knife or something like that. But this goes pretty fast and works really well for me. You just have to pick whichever works well for you. This does have a little bit of a learning curve. All right. And you can see how easy that was to do. And then this back side, we can also just put this down. It's not always perfect on the back side because of, you know, it may not be exactly flipped. Like this one is not a perfect flip, but it worked out pretty well. And we're gonna do the same thing, reuse this one, but since it ends with one in the middle, we're gonna cut off the one on the end so one of the double flowers can line up perfectly with it. And then put this back down. So that is our first Dutch door. It looks like there's just a tiny bit to trim right there. And then we'll get that in a little bit, but that's pretty good. Next up, let's go with one of these. I think the darker one, so that it gives some nice definition to it. And we want it to line up like right on this one. Before I push it down, I'm just gonna check. I'm gonna move it over a little bit if I can. Yep, okay. I'm gonna put it right to the edge there. Just double check this again, see if I moved it over enough, which I did. And line it up. And you can see that this fits pretty much perfectly. There is the tiniest thing to trim right there. Like so small, you probably don't even need to trim it. Okay, so next I am going to trim this one, which I can just use my scissors for. That is nice and easy. So we've got 2 Dutch doors now. Okay, we're just gonna trim this. Otherwise I might forget. Okay, so we've got 2. Now we're gonna do something a little more, not so easy that we'll have to like design and everything. So I wanna put this one down, maybe like here. Yeah, so it's sticking out like that, and we're just gonna bring things down all the way. So these birds are not flipped, but do we have those specific flipped birds anywhere, or should we grab birds from one of the other pages? Because these ones are flipped. So we could do this one like here. There we go. This is looking so cute. And then come on, sticker. All right, there we go. And this one will do like that. And I think because I don't want to cut this one off too short, let's just add one little pink flower to stick out there. Like that. Okay, so we are gonna trim all of this so we can move on to the next Dutch door. So you can see we could have like 5 Dutch doors by the end of this, depending on how far out you put all these stickers. Just depends on the sticker book that you choose and how many or like how big the stickers are, because the smaller stickers will take up less space, of course, as you're doing this. And then you'd have space for more Dutch doors. Okay. I have a few little pieces that left a little bit of fuzz because they didn't cut through all the way, so I'm just going to get those. And while we're here, we didn't do this back side, so let's do that, and then let's also do the back side of this one, because I don't want to pick a sticker that I need to save for a back side, because I'm not quite sure. Like, sometimes I have a plan. Sometimes I have a plan, but this time I don't have a plan, so I'm just going with it, and I don't want to take a sticker that I actually need for the back side of these Dutch doors. So we're gonna do this. Now finding the one top floral came from back here, and then the others came from a more forward page. So let's just find that. I do want to use these for just a whole row of flowers. Here was where this one was. It was this shape, so I think this one is the mirror image. Yeah. There we go. Then we had a little bird. So sometimes it's just going and finding the stickers, again, is the hardest part. All right, we've got this bird. There's a little more fuzz on that page. Okay. Here's this one. And then lastly, we've got this one and a little pink flower. All right, now that this is getting bigger, I'm going to trim these and then move that butterfly clip over to hold these pages down. Once I figure out where we are putting the first flower, where did all the round flowers go? Here they are. Okay, so the place that is the most far in about there. So I don't want to go too much farther out than that, though I can do some like this shape on it. I think that always looks good. And I want these florals to be laying over each other a little bit because this one has so much white space in between, so this one will be fun. Actually, I'm gonna move this one over a little. This one will be fun to have them all layered over each other. And then we only have 4 of these blue stickers, but definitely going to use those too. Yeah, this is good, flipping this one back and forth. And I need to make sure, so I've used 2 blue. Don't want to use any more blue. I mean, I could, because these are the same shape as this one. But I do want some variety on each of the pages, so I need to make sure I'm not using too much. Okay, so I've used one of each of the pinks and one of the yellows, so let's use one more large one. Let's do pink. I want to move this one over more. This one does need to come out a bit, so just thinking about which ones I've used. Let's use red and then yellow. There we go. So I think this will be our last Dutch door, and then we're just gonna make a big scene on the back that will be at least this wide. I think that'll be good for the very last one. Then I have an idea for the front one, which I've done a couple of times, but not that often, and I love doing it with the rectangular boxes. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm gonna try to match these up. Some of them I may have to swap colors, but we'll try to do it very similarly when I can. So I'm just gonna grab all the big ones first, just because that is what seems to work in my mind right now. Because there are a lot of stickers right here. Okay. So that was the last pink one. So for instance, this pink one, I have to choose either red or yellow. Let's go with yellow. Okay, and these two blue ones were up here. I kind of want to put the blue somewhere else. So for these smaller ones, I am going to put the blues down, then put them out depending on how it needs to be. Let's put the blue one here. Okay, so we do have 3 pinks left. So I'm going to put one of the pinks here. And one of the pinks here. And then red's going to go there. And I think pink right there, so it's not a red or a yellow right next to each other, which means that this one we're gonna make yellow just for having a bunch of colors on the page. So fun, you guys. Okay, so this is where we're at. We have 4 Dutch doors. I think we're just gonna do the one more on the back. So I don't need to worry about exactly where it goes to as long as I'm covering up the whole thing. Okay, come on, little butterfly clip. Right, so one thing I could consider is using this blue one, which fills in a lot of gaps from the white space. Would add a whole new color to it. We're going to use these on the front, but these are nice and big and have foil. I think we'll use the blue ones. So let's just make sure, I know I keep changing my mind on how much needs to be clipped. These might not be wide enough though for that. Maybe we do need one more Dutch door. No, let's use something bigger. Okay. Well, we could use like this one, for instance, or let's just use the big ones. These are so pretty. And I love the little like green foil. Yeah, we can go, start up here. We can go right there, and we can put some things on the edge as needed. And then we'll just use another one of these so that we don't have it looking weird with a different type of sticker. And I can use the rest of this one to fit in a few places. Okay, so first just cut that off so it's not in the way. And put that right there. And fill in those gaps. All right, are there any other gaps here to fill? I don't think so. All right, so a little bit more to trim. Okay, there we go. That looks so cute, you guys. Look at this. Okay, so many flowers, bright colors, perfect for spring. So the thing I like to do over here is figure out where this one is and grab a long washi strip. I haven't done this in a while, but I'm really excited to do this again. Okay, so put this down right where I need it, which I think is like here. But again, before I press this all the way down, I'm gonna check. Yeah, that is great. And we're just gonna go up all the way. And we're gonna be trimming stuff in a minute, so we can just leave that. And then what we're gonna do is make a diagonal little sticker collage. And you could do it all straight up, but what I like to do is go sideways to add a little visual interest to it. So I'm just gonna start, I think this angle or so, just whatever this ends up being is the angle we're going with. And we're gonna use a ton of boxes, you guys, because see, this one goes to here, so we're gonna have boxes behind it and boxes next to it, and I'm gonna keep all these little pieces just on the plastic of the sticker book until we're done, so that I can use all the little pieces that we don't use. Okay, so this one I think I should trim with a cutting knife to make sure I angle it correctly. So instead of the gyro cut, I'll use a little craft knife to cut that. And then use the scissors to finish this little piece, I think. Close enough. We'll trim off the top in a minute too. Keep that. We can use those pieces as well if we need to, but we're just gonna go all the way down it doing this method. I want to try to fit the whole or most of the word of blooming in here. So a little bit of the bee is going to get cut off. That's about it. This just adds some cool visual interest while like not using up too many other stickers. I don't use a ton of these box stickers in my actual planner, so this is a good place for me to use them and experiment with them in a different way. Okay, let's bring this one to here. Oh, but the U gets cut off. Let's put it down a little bit more. There we need this at least to the corner. And after we finish this, the last thing is, of course, decorating the journal for the actual like journaling pages. So you can see how that's coming together. It does take a little bit to like actually see the end result. Let's see, what color do I want in? I know we have more boxes somewhere in here. Here we are. We've done green, we've done pink, we've done blue, we've done the white. We have not done the light green or the dark blue. Let's do the blue. And this one's words are gonna get cut off. I could put it to here so I could keep the words maybe together on one of these parts. trying to line this up. It's a little difficult. Okay. Close enough. It's not quite a straight line along here, but you know, it's all right. I could also pick this up, perhaps, and move it slightly over. Move it like a microscopic amount. Yeah. Okay, note to self and note to you guys, put down your washi strip after you put down your boxes. Will line everything up amazingly. Better. Okay. Let's try to fit this one in. It looks like it'll fit pretty well here. And I have more stuff I can trim if I need to, but let's use all these trimmed pieces first because I like using all the excess if I can, so that there's less waste, and you also bring the colors over throughout the spread. Oh, that one worked like perfectly right there. Okay. Got this one, which we'll put here. Then I think in that little corner, we're gonna have to take some of this blue because I have a little bit of green left, but it's this sticker and I don't want that right next to each other. So let's just do it like that. Okay, so we've got some things to trim. It's easiest if you flip it over so you can see, because there's like a tiny bit here to trim. And like I can see exactly where I need to go. This one's a little difficult because it's like so tiny, but the rest should be pretty easy. Come on. All right. You also can use bigger scissors when trimming. You saw my other scissors earlier for cutting all the way up the page. When I'm trying to get a really close cut, I like the smaller scissors. When I'm doing a big cut, I like the bigger scissors. All right, this looks awesome, you guys. Next up is decorating the pages. So I like to do a page a day, and these are enough that I can use a page a day unless I have a lot to write that day, which I don't date my journal until I use it. So it's totally okay to plan for 1 page a day and then use more than that. These are some really pretty stickers, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the noted sticker there and layer this one. I'm gonna move the noted sticker over. I changed my mind on how I wanted it. I'm gonna move it all the way to this side and then put this one here. So what I like to do when I'm decorating a page, not across the whole Dutch door spread, but when I'm decorating a page for use, I like to pick out similar stickers and use them so that things kind of feel balanced. So if I do it up here, I'm doing it down here as well. So there's kind of the layering for this page. I do want a few more boxes or quotes in here. So let's find, I want to use these on a page too, but not this page. Since we had these rounded stickers on this page, let's use rounded stickers for this page. So we'll also grab these ones, and I'm going to put one here and one here. Again, looking at that balance, keeping it towards the center since I kept it towards the center, and then finding something to layer over it as well. So what do we want? Let's use these little ones. They're kind of cute. So I'm just going to layer over the corner and then the lower corner again, I think. Yeah, that looks fun. And that's all I do because I do want space to write, like down here, but also I fill in important things in the small spaces. Okay. Now this one, we'll think about some quotes at the very end once I've gotten in all the boxes. That'll be the last thing we do. But because this one is still fairly skinny, I kind of like the idea of having the jot it down on here. And then I will add a box of some kind to it. Oh, these note to self ones are so cute. Okay, I will add a little green box and I'll put it down here. I'm not going to put any other boxes on this page. So date and a small box and then journaling. And then we'll do the same thing. Will we do the same thing? I'm considering it. Oh, can't do pink and pink. Is it too much? I like the balance of this, but also it's a lot of long boxes on a skinny page. Maybe I'm not going to do that. Okay, we're going to grab a plan sticker, which means we can use the pink, but I am going to put it here again for that balance, and a date sticker. Okay. Now, with this page, let's use the jot it down, because I do want to use this. Where did those little boxes go, the little arrow boxes? Because I like those for the date. Here we go. We'll put this one here. Oh, this is a lot of good quotes. Let's leave that open. All right, I do like these check boxes, but I don't want them to say get it done because this is my journal. It's like my diary. It's not a task list. So let's find something else to put over it. Those boxes are nice too. Celebrate or take note. Let's do take note. This is kind of a similar color, so it works to just lay over it. Very cool. And we still do need a box here for the date. Let's do a green. Put it down here. I feel like this one definitely needs a little more something. So we're going to go to the box stickers I just saw. These ones. Grab a green. And this. And let's do yellow. I want to make sure I'm putting these in the right places, so I'm going to put the yellow down first, right here. And then put this box down next to it, very close to it. And then this one's getting layered over it. I love a 3-layered box. I think this could have like a quote down here. That would work well. All right, now we're getting into the bigger sections, so we can use some of the bigger stickers. Oh, look at how cute these are. Okay. And put this one over as far as it can go so that hopefully we don't see much of it. We see a tiny corner of it, but that's okay. All right, and then I'm just going to put down a few big box stickers in a few places. This one's going to fit perfectly there. Where did those giant box stickers go? I think they're right here. Yeah, the notes to self. Will one fit here or not? Yeah, we could totally put one in here and kind of layer it over some of the florals. Cute. Okay, so we do need to layer some stickers over all of this, but we're starting to get there. There's a sticker, and here's a little sticker. Let's do this one because we have more space in here. Then this one needs something definitely like big for layering. I like these ones, but I don't like the little bit coming off. I'm sure they're for a specific layout of planner and it would fit really well in it. I don't want that on this spread. So don't be afraid to cut your stickers. I'm just gonna go like that. And then add a pink box. There we go. Okay, adding in some quotes and other things, and then we're gonna be done. Okay. Choose kindness always. That's a great one. Stay strong. I don't want the first sets of quotes to take up too much space because we don't have as much space for journaling on these pages. But later we can use some of the bigger ones if we want to. All right, take time to recharge. We can put that one right here. And then you can and you will. Okay, here we can start using some of the bigger stuff if we want to, like there's Beauty and Simplicity. That one fits perfectly right there. Do I have anything tiny to fit here? I do love this quote, cherish every moment, but does it have somewhere it can fit? We could just put it right up here. Let's do that. Okay. Life blooms out of a hopeful heart. That's cute. These are rather big. I don't want to take up like a ton of space. Are there any more quotes in here? Oh, here are some smaller things. I mean, not super small, but smaller. Happy looks good on you. If we bring it down so that the U's right at the bottom, that fits pretty well, you guys. All right. If we can fit a quote in on the front page, we still need that. And then right down here, we could put something. Bloom and glow. Oh, that's a good quote. Treat yourself like someone you love. Because we should all love ourselves, right? Very, very cute. All right. Do I want to put the bloom and glow just like right across here? I think I kind of do. So glow is gonna go right over here, and it's gonna go over that one. We're gonna put this one all the way up to the edge. Put it there. That's our quote for this page. Okay. I think we're done, guys. You wanna see the final result? Get rid of that sticker there. All right, this is the final result. I love how this turned out. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Dutch doors for a full 5-page spread, which will get me about 10 days of journaling probably. So that is awesome. All right. Thanks so much again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Thank you to all of you for watching and hanging out with me today. Let me know what you think. Let me know any other themes you want to see in the future. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.